and thank you for coming for District 8's Business Spotlight. My name is Gina Anderson Ford, and I am the Public Relations Director for Councilwoman Monique Anderson Walker in District 8. What the plan was for Chris Valentine, my partner, and I to be in the field directing and producing these District 8 spotlights, but as you know, everything in the field has been quarantined. So we're doing these virtually, and we're blessed to be able to do this. Last month, we spotlighted District 8's own, the Furlough Cheesecake Sisters. So if you have not seen that, definitely go to the Councilwoman's YouTube channel and check out how they talk about coping with unexpected circumstances. We're currently about 6 weeks into our quarantine, and I know we're all quarantine fatigued. So tonight, the Councilwoman definitely wanted us to address our mental and physical health, which is high on her platform. And so we're spotlighting District 8's own Herbal Infusion store, which is based in Fort Washington, Maryland. And the owner is Shakira Hockaday. Shakira is very knowledgeable and very informative. And if you don't know her and don't know Herbal Infusion, trust me, you are going to be really informed tonight. Shakira was actually one of the speakers at the Councilwoman's first events called the Wow Factor. And she indeed wowed the attendees. So we're in for a treat tonight. Let me tell you something that you can do. If you have questions, there's a chat box, and feel free to go ahead and type in your questions now. And at the end of Shakira's presentation, we're going to have her answer as many questions as we can get to. So again, thank you for joining us on this rainy evening. I know that it's rough right now, but Shakira is going to help us really get some information that can help us get through this pandemic together. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Shakira. Thank you.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. And thank you, Monique Anderson Walker. She's got a powerful name, I tell you. Thank you so much for picking me and thinking about us, because you are running all over. I see you delivering food. I see you going to the hospital, you know, making sure things are right for all of us here. And to be able to do just the mind, body, soul, you're doing it all. So I thank you so much for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to talk about health. When I was contacted, they wanted to know how my business was impacted during this time. And I tell you, it has been a constant change, just as we've all had to do with everything else. Once they changed it and they shut down all non-essential stores or businesses, I realized that my store was considered essential because it's a health food store. In order for me to stay open, I had to be able to do different things to have, you know, things sanitized and to clean down. My employees were I had two older ladies, the two moms, my mom and my mother-in-law, which we decided we shouldn't have them in the store anymore because of their age. So I was down by those two. And then my other employees, you know, there was this concern of whether we were going to get the virus, if somebody's going to be there, you know, you're close enough or you're by the register. So I have been doing most of the work at the store. Most of the day, I've got them coming in once or twice a week, or maybe one day a week to help me out. But the majority of the time, I'm there. So what I did was I reduced the hours because I couldn't do 10 to 8. So I reduced to 10 to 6. And it's been kind of different because some days you're exhausted, but you still go because you're supposed to be there to help people with this. And then, so I'm a one-man show right now. I'm doing the inventory, I'm doing the orders, I'm doing the sales, I'm doing the cleaning. And so it's been pretty interesting for me to get back to start doing all of those things that I had moved away from. I started to do a sanitizer at the front door. So as you come into the store, you're able to sanitize your hands. Even if you have gloves on, a lot of people are using a sanitizer because you don't want to do too much cross-contamination with the gloves that you're wearing. I also have a diffuser in the front of the store as you walk in the door. In the diffuser, I have a combination called the Fence, which actually helps to kill germs and viruses. So as you're walking in, hopefully that it's in the air, you're breathing it, and it's getting in onto your clothes and into your around you. So you're not spreading anything, or you're not going to be contaminated by anyone else. We've also had to count the people that come in. A couple times I've had to say, hey, can you wait until somebody leaves the store, because we have to keep it. Now they say 10, but my store is small, so I do 6 people. You have to kind of make that decision of how much square footage you have and how close are people going to be once they're in your location with a proximity. So there's been quite a few changes with how we're doing things. The one thing I want to say is I've noticed that when people come in and they're wearing the mask, they will have it from here down. They're not covering their nose. You have to make sure that you're covering your nose, you're covering your mouth as well. It's important to cover that, because we're talking about what's in the ear and what's in things, and then it can go right into the nose itself. So please be careful when you're going to the businesses, because you want to protect the people that work there as well as yourself and the other customers that are there. You don't want to wear the mask, and I don't understand why. It's because we're not using it properly. So please cover your nose and your mouth with the mask, and be careful of how much you're touching the outside of your mask with your hands if you don't have gloves on, because then you're cross-contaminating as well with your fingers. So at the register, we do have hand sanitizer as well for you to use. And we also wipe down everything. So those are some of the things that have had to change in the way we operate in the store itself. Since we're a health food store and everyone right now is got this big run on what do I need to do to keep myself healthy? What things I can do to boost my immune system to fight against this? It's been a struggle trying to keep inventory there, because we've having problems with the shipment. So what used to come in 2 days or 3 days is now taking me 2 to 3 weeks. And then when we do get the shipments in, sometimes it's not everything. It may be half of what we've ordered, because the manufacturers and the wholesalers are trying to take all of the products and make sure to distribute it along different areas. So we are able to get some of it, but it's equally distributed. So there are some challenges still being open during this time, but I tell you, I am truly thankful and blessed that I am one of the stores that are able to open and to operate, because it is so difficult to think about you've got a business and it's sitting there and you can't do anything. You have the time, but you can't do anything with it because your hands are tied. So I am thankful for that. So the coronavirus, besides my business, has really, I'm sure every one of us has been touched. I've had some of my customers come in. Last week, a gentleman came in and said he lost a sister the day before to the virus. I've had people who have lost a friend. So I'll tell you, it hit home with me today. One of my aunts in New York was hospitalized about 2 weeks ago. I got the call today that she passed. So it has been a very emotional up and down day for me. And it's not easy, but we all have to fight through and get through this. And I decided to still come on because I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to share some of the things that I did. When I got the call the first time that she had tested positive and the whole household had, the first thing I did was I got a package together to send to her because I wanted to try to do my best to get her immune system up. The package had a diffuser, because what you want to do is to get the essential oils into the ear to help kill any germs that's there, to help with the breathing, to get that into the system as well. So I had a diffuser in there. I did eucalyptus oil. And I also did a combination that was called Defense. Now, doTERRA also has a combination very close to that that's called On Guard, or if you've heard of a formula called Thieves, it's all basically the same formula that kills germs and viruses. You can spray it on yourself, put it in your diffuser. If you don't have a diffuser, use a humidifier. It's a great way to protect yourself and your family and loved ones during this time. And even if there is any kind of cold, flu, or the corona, it will help your body to help fight those germs more faster. The other thing that was in there was black seed oil. And I'm sure a lot of you have heard of black seed oil over the years. It got pretty popular about 3 years ago. Black seed oil is known to help with your immune system. It does overall in the system. It comes in liquid capsules, and you can actually get the seeds themselves that you can cook with. So black seed oil is actually from black cumin, and a lot of people will cook with cumin. You can grind it up, and it's a great season for your food. And if not, use the oil, you can put it in your smoothies. Oregano oil is another one that I had in there. Oregano oil helps to kill bacteria and germs. It helps to boost your immune system. You can get it in the capsules and you can get it in the liquid. So those are things that you definitely want to get into your system. One of the symptoms with this disease is that you get shortness of breath and chest pains. So the eucalyptus oil helps to open up the bronchioles and keep it open. It helps to open the passageway throughout the whole area from the nostrils all the way down. So you want to also do something like tiger balm or the vape scrub or the cayenne ointment and rub that onto the chest, on the front and the back, especially if you're having some tightness in the chest. You want to massage it into that rib area, into where it is, and wherever the tightness is, you want to rub it, even on the throat itself. And that will help to open and keep it open. You want to keep the passageways of your bronchioles open, so your body is getting the oxygen it needs. Once you're getting the oxygen, your body will fight for itself. The fresh oxygen will help with that inflammation that collects into the lungs. So rubbing the eucalyptus oil, rubbing something like the tiger balm or the Vicks rubs or even the cayenne ointment, anything that's going to open up your chest, to open up the bronchioles so you can breathe better with that. And I always suggest massaging it because you're helping to get the oxygen into that area of the chest area, or even down the sternum itself, because that's where most of the tightness starts and the pain is on the sternum itself. I'm trying to think, what else did I put in that box? Echinacea golden seal was another thing, because that helps to fight any kind of bacteria and viruses. Echinacea is known to boost your white blood cells in your system. So it's boosting your white blood cells so your body is fighting itself, because the white cells is what helps to get rid of anything in the system. But it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy when you have loved ones that are sick, or you have loved ones that have gotten into the hospital and is on a ventilator. And you can't see them, you can't touch them. They can't hear your voices. You can't say, here, let me get you some ice to drink. So, you know, it's a lot. So we try to do the best that we can with it. What I've noticed is people are coming into the store with a lot of anxiety. A lot of anxiety that they've never had before, or they never understood what anxiety was or what it felt like until this started to happen. And it's something that you don't realize you're having it until later. And then you're like, oh, okay, this keeps happening. We're all stuck in the house. We're home. We're home with our family that we love so much, but also can drive us crazy. We're home not knowing where the end is going to be with this. There is no end date. You know, when we start a project, we know, okay, we're starting now. We have to do this is the plan. This is what we're going to do. This is the deadline. This is the finished product. What we've been going through for the last month, where we've had to stay home and businesses have closed, we don't have an end date. We don't know when it's going to stop. We don't have a goal to say, okay, this is going to finish in 2 weeks. That means to get through this, I can make it for 2 more weeks. We don't have that, so we have to rely on doing what we can do to keep ourselves calm. Because with anxiety, it stresses you, suppresses your immune system. So some of the things that you can do is try to get someplace in your house, and a space that's just yours. Because right now you're sharing, everybody's home, the kids are home, the husband's home, you're home, you know, the dog's there, everybody's driving you crazy at one time. And you're just like, well, where's my sanity? I can't go shopping at TJ Maxx. I can't go, you know, to the job. I don't have my ride from work to home that I can just relax and think about things or to de-stress. We don't have any of that anymore. So try to find a place where you can be yours alone, and a quiet time, even if it's just 15 minutes. It doesn't have to be an hour, 45 minutes, just 15 minutes. Light some candles, put the music on, and just take some deep breaths. It's amazing how just breathing. And when I say deep breaths, we're not trying to be cute. We want your stomach to expand. We want the oxygen to get into your body completely. So close your eyes, let the music hit in the background, let the music get rid of any of the other noises that's in the house. So you're just hearing the music, and just try to clear your mind of everything. Light those candles, put your favorite scented candle, and just try to breathe and just be. Think about where you want to be. Think about someplace that makes you happy. Think about being on the beach with the sun beaming on you and hearing the ocean crash. Take that time and just be quiet. So in the mornings, I meditate. I've been doing that for years. I don't do it every single day, but I meditate, and I meditate about 15 minutes. And that doesn't mean that my mind doesn't get back to my to-do list or, oh, this has to be done, that has to be done. But as soon as it pops up, get rid of it and go back to trying to clear your mind. And just doing that for about 10 minutes is going to help to center you and help you with the anxiety. Herbal teas are also good. Even if you're just sitting there and drinking some herbal tea. Kava Kava is a good one for anxiety. St. John's is another one. Passion flower, chamomile. And there's some combinations. Yogi has a really good combination for stress that you can do. There's a Buddha line that has a divine immunity. So there are herbal teas that you can take as well to help with your anxiety and to help with your immune system. Elderberry is a very popular one that a lot of people are doing. And it's a very great tasting tea. It's berries, so it's very nice and sweet. You don't need to add sugar or honey, just the hot water to that. So drink your tea, which is going to help with your immune system. And just the warmth itself helps to calm the nervous system. And just be yourself. Just do that for a couple minutes, and it does help you with the anxiety. Now, if the anxiety is worse, then there are supplements like Sunny Mood. There's a Sunny Mood with CBD, and then there's a Sunny Mood by itself. And Irwin Naturals carry that. You can get Irwin Naturals almost anywhere now. CVS has it, Walmart has it. Of course, Herbal Infusion has it. But if you can't get to Herbal Infusion, most of those other places, I don't think Target, I haven't seen it in Target, but I know CVS and Walmart does carry the Irwin Natural lines. And the Sunny Mood with the CBD is a wonderful combination. When I talk about CBD, it's not, it doesn't have the THC. So you have all the wonderful properties of the neurological system without the highness that you get from the cousin of the cannabis itself. So we're talking CBD, not cannabis. There's also a St. John's combination that you can get in capsules. That's really good to help with your relaxation. There is also lavender oil, the essential oil of lavender that you can put into it. There's a combination called Tranquility, and you can put those into your diffuser while you're sitting there with your cup of tea, and it does make a difference in relaxing you. And you can keep your diffuser on all the time. Put it in the area where everyone hangs out, whether it be the family room, the kitchen, your bedroom, everybody piles up on the bed with you. Put the diffuser there and put the essential oils. They're very powerful. The lavender, the tranquility, because it's not just us as adults that are having the anxiety, but it's the whole family. The kids are having it, the pets are having it, because all of our schedules have changed. So we all have to deal with each other on a more longer period than we have ever before. And it's we've all come into this routine, because we're a creature of habits. So you can deal with your spouse for a couple hours in the morning, then you're gone and you're doing your thing and they're doing their thing. And then you come back in the evening and you can get together with the family and you have your dinner. However, now there's no outing to deal with. You're dealing with each other all the time. So put the diffuser on and do that. Routine is important as well. Make sure you have a routine. Make sure you're still getting up at a certain time. Make sure you guys are still having breakfast, because it's important for the kids more so to have the routine. They need to have some kind of stability because everything has gone crazy for them. And sometimes they're so young that they don't understand what's going on. So have dinner at a set time. If you're working from home, make sure that they know this is your time to work. Let them be busy with other activities. Get them to help you cook dinner, prepare, have them do lunch for you. But you need structure. We need structure, and all that makes a difference in how we're dealing with our everyday thing and with the anxiety. Because if you have structure, you know what to expect. Versus if you don't have the structure, then it's not just that there's chaos in the world, but there's chaos in your house as well. So try to get some kind of structure with everyone there. B complex. B complex is wonderful for stress. You want to do at least a 50 milligrams B complex and take it once a day. I've got some products here as well so I'm down at my parents'. So I raided her kitchen to show you some of the products that I thought would be good for us to do. So this is a B complex here by now, and you just do one of this a day. So this would be in conjunction to your multivitamin, because B complex is great for your stress. Any kind of pre and probiotics helps to balance your immune system because it's working on your digestive system, especially in the colon. And remember, 70% of your immune system is in the colon itself. So we want to make sure we're having bowel movements, because you guys know me and my bowel movements. You should be having at least 1 to 2 bowel movements a day. Make sure you're drinking enough water in your system, because the only thing is you can take all the supplements, but if you're not drinking water, you're not filtering anything through your system, you're not hydrating your body. The first thing they do when you go to the hospital is to hook you up to an IV, is to hydrate you. If you're not hydrating, you get dehydrated. It affects the heart, it affects the lungs, it affects the kidneys. So that's the first and foremost thing you should be doing, is hydrating yourself, room temperature water, not cold. And if you can do alkalized water, it's much better for you, because it helps with getting rid of the acidity, not just in the body, but in the organs as well. So if you don't have access to alkalized water, once you have filtered water, add some Himalayan sea salt to your water. Himalayan sea salt has the minerals in there which will alkalize any tap water or spring water. So just do a little dash of that in your water and it'll help to alkalize it. One of the other things too is elderberry. Elderberry is very popular. And this is the elderberry capsules. They also have it in the liquid form. And elderberry is known to help with the immune system. While you're taking elderberry, it also helps to reduce the duration of any kind of illness. So this is it in a capsule. This is a formula that actually will help you with cold symptoms. And as it says so on the bottle, it helps to reduce the duration of that, because elderberry is wonderful for the immune system. And it tastes fantastic because, like I was saying before with the tea, it's a berry. This is great for kids to take as well. And they do have the kids formula that you can give them. But elderberry is one of the best things you should have. As you can see, these are the things I pulled out of my mom's kitchen. So you know these are things you should have around the house. One of the other one is the olive leaf extract. Olive leaf extract is great for your immune system. So during this time frame, this is something that the whole family can take. You also want to take this like during the change of season, because you know everything shifts in our bodies going through getting used to different changes. So this is a good one. So in conjunction with water that we were talking about and filtering the system, we want to do some kind of cleaner. So this is called the cleaner. This is the women's formula. And what this does, it does the kidney, bladder, blood, liver, and colon. So we're all home eating all the wrong stuff, because I've gone to the grocery store and I can always find what I eat, because I go around the outsides of the grocery store. So it's all the vegetables and the fruits and things like that. What surprises me is that I can't find my vegan Beyond the Meat burgers or meatballs to make my spaghetti, because it's all gone, which is a good thing, because that means everyone is starting to go more into the vegan. But we're eating, when I go through the aisles where the cookies and the Twinkies and the chips and the canned foods, they're almost empty. So I know that we're not eating everything the way we should be eating. So clean yourself, get rid of that stuff so your body can actually help to keep its immune system better to fight things. You're snacking on all sorts of stuff that you shouldn't be snacking on at home. So the tonic, this is the Master Tonic, and most of you know what this is. Councilwoman calls this Jesus juice. It does everything. It's got the Bragg's apple cider vinegar, cinnamon cloves, ginger, lemon, cayenne, and turmeric. So this is the best thing to help with mucus in your system. It's going to help with circulation. It's going to help with pain. But right now with what we're going through, this will help you with mucus. 1 ounce twice a day. This is also good to do for snacks. There is a formula or recipe that you can do with the Master Tonic, cucumbers, and some spices. And you can snack on that, and it's so good, and it's healthier for you, easier for you to take. You can check out the Facebook, Herbal Infusion Facebook page, and you'll see the recipe and the links to that on there. So try to watch the things you're snacking and how much of it you're snacking. Try to make your own potato chips, and get kale, put some olive oil on it, and stick it in the oven. Try to, for you to snack on instead of getting the Doritos and the Cheetos. Try to have different things. There are more fruits to eat with that. So, this is KM. This has been around. I've been taking this since the 80s. This detoxifies you on a cellular level. And this is good to put oxygen to your system. So you want to make sure, I do this twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. It is black in color, but you want to turn around and it's good. It's really good for you. It makes a big difference in your system. The name, it's called the Master Tonic, the all-in-one Master Tonic. You can go on the site if you want it to be shipped, which is AIO, the tonic, and they will ship it to you. Earlier I mentioned Echinacea Golden Seal, which is great to fight any kind of bacteria, any kind of germs, any kind of viruses in the system. And this is something you would take 3 times a day if you start to feel like you're coming down with something, and do that for about a week to 2 weeks. So I've showed you some supplements and some things that you can take. The detoxing is important, the water to help hydrate in your system. So beets. Incorporate beets in your diet, whether you're putting it in your salads, whether you're cooking it by itself, or you're putting it in your smoothie or your drinks. Beets right now, and more than, I think everybody should be doing beets. Beets helps with your hemoglobin. So it's going to make your hemoglobin, your iron levels high. Beets is also known to help with blood pressure. It's also known to help with the heart. So beets, beets, beets. When I first started taking beets and I noticed that I had bowel movements, and my bowel movements had red in it. I thought, oh my God, am I bleeding? Then I remember beets did it. So I've seen a couple of people are shaking their heads, yes, with the beets. So, but beets is wonderful for your energy level because it's working on your hemoglobin itself. Irish moss, a lot of people are talking about Irish moss. Irish moss is wonderful to add to your daily diet. It gives you vitamins, minerals, and it's about 72 of your trace minerals in there. A lot of people are putting it in their smoothies. You can get it in powder, capsules, or the raw sea moss itself to take. So those are some of the things to help with your immune system. And then when we talk, so once you get your immune system up and you're able to have your energy level, it helps with anxiety as well. It makes a difference because here you are, you're doing something to protect yourself. You're doing something to prevent something, not just for you, but for your family and your loved ones. So it's taking that action, because that's what we are as human beings. We need to take action for things to happen, to know that at least we're trying. And, it's when we can't do anything, when we don't know where the end is, we don't know what to do to protect ourselves. That's when we feel like the anxiety comes in and the tension comes in. So the other thing is how to deal with everyone in your household, right? How to deal with them. Everyone. This is the time for families to get together. This is the time for families to sit down and talk and not be on the phone, playing games or Snapchatting or Instagramming. Spend the time to get to know each other again. Spend the time to know what each other wants in their life, what they're doing, as well as you do yourself. So besides you taking your quiet time to revisit your life and your goals and to see if you are where you are supposed to be and where you want to be, do it as a family as well. We've gotten so busy that we forget that part of it. And, in a way, we're being forced to do it, which is great. As you should have your personal goal, but you should also have your family goals. What do you want to do as a family? And not just your immediate family of your kids, but your grandparents, your aunts, what is it what's family stands for you? And reach out to people that you haven't spoken to. Reach out to the elderly. Reach out to that aunt or that uncle or that cousin that you're so mad at that you haven't spoken to in years. Take this time and talk, because none of that matters. None of it matters. Today, when I got that call, you realize that whatever, you can't do anything anymore with that person. You can't pick the phone up and talk to that person. You can't say, hey, thank you for this, thank you for that, or hey, I'm sorry this, or, I wish we could do this, or can I come and see you? It's not an option anymore. So don't wait until it's too late. Take the time and heal those wounds, those relationships. Start in home first, because sometimes we have broken relationships with our kids, broken relationships with our spouse, broken relationships with ourselves. And if you can't heal yourself and the people around you that makes a difference to you, how are you going to heal your body? It's a connection. It's the body, mind, soul. You have to have that connection. So if one is out of whack, you can try your best to do the others, but it's still going to have problems because mentally you still have that there that you're trying to deal with and you're pushing it back. So take this time. We have nothing more but time right now. Bend those relationships, mend your body, and let's make things work. Exercise, go on YouTube, go on Zoom, exercise. Let the whole family exercise. Do some yoga, do some Pilates or something like that, and let it work.
Shakira, this is Gina.
Hi, Gina.
Yeah, you are giving us so much information, and it's such, I don't even want to stop you, but I know we only have a few minutes left, and just wondering if we can get to a couple questions from the outside, if you don't mind.
Not at all.
Is that okay? Okay. So, Chris, thank you.
Yes, Shakira, we really appreciate your time. You have been really pouring into us. And again, we extend our hearts out to you during this difficult time, and we appreciate you sharing your story with us. And we also have brought to our attention that the councilwoman herself is also on the call. Councilwoman Monique Anderson Walker, you are unmuted. Go ahead and provide a few remarks if you would like.
Shakira, thank you so much for
Hi, thank you.
To ourselves, and thank you so much for giving us tips, because I think sometimes it's the simplest thing to do. You know what?
Hold on 1 second.
You're echoing, yeah.
There it is.
Okay.
Hold on.
There we go.
Some things are the simplest to do, but we get so far removed from what we know we should be doing. Sometimes we need this reminder. This is a good time to reset, to rejuvenate, to reevaluate, what's important and what's not important. People talk about getting back to normal. There's some things that were normal that I don't want to get back to.
Yes.
And many of us might find that there's some things we really don't want to get back to. This simplicity has, I think, done a lot for many of us. It's unfortunate that we're in a adverse pandemic, adverse time, but for many people, I think it's gotten them to really look at, how can I be healthier? How can I live the life I want to live? The other part is we recognize how we're not in control of anything. And I think it's important to recognize the blessing in not being in control.
Yes.
And recognizing that you have to have faith in something. I choose to have faith in a higher power that, like Jesus Christ, the Father. But I think it's important, because we could drive ourselves crazy when we think we're controlling things. Even as a person in political office, sometimes we think we're controlling things. It's good to see that we're not in control. It's good to reevaluate where you're putting your faith. Are you putting it in people? Are you putting it in money, in the stock market? Where are you putting it? I think this has been a great time to reflect and get healthy in many ways, spiritually, mentally, and physically, potentially, if we take the time to do that. I've taken this time to purge, literally, my home. I think it's also probably a really good time to purge my body, allow myself to eliminate those negatives. I love your idea of the alkaline water. That was a big hit in our office this past year. I need to go buy some more, or maybe just get some Himalayan sea salt. How much would you recommend one put in a glass of water, Himalayan sea salt?
So if you're doing like a 12 ounces, you just want to do like a pinch.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your master tonic is what we call Jesus juice. That to me is everything.
That's right.
Yeah.
It is everything. Great way to start. Great way to start the day. It definitely wakes you up. It's very calming, and you just feel like you're doing something good for your body. But all of these supplements that you have and minerals that you have talked about are natural. And I think just getting back to the basics is where we need to be. So thank you so much, Shakira, for educating and just bringing your beautiful spirit and your thoughts into this. I just want to thank Gina for spearheading this. And Chris, thank you. You all are a fantastic duo in getting this production today. I appreciate the time and effort put into it. And I hope people watching have learned, and we'll grow from this, hearing this. Maybe we can even start a series, do something similar again. But people should know where to find.
Yeah, I think we're actually going to have to, because we only have a minute left, and we're probably not going to be able to get to all questions. So, Shakira, I know, again, condolences for your aunt's passing. Thank you for taking the time to do this evening. What we'll do is we'll fill the questions to Shakira, and we'll be posting them. We'll get these answers when Shakira has some time to do that, to deal with her family issues right now. We want to thank everyone for coming on and spending the time with us for this District 8 Business Spotlight. Look forward to the next one. God bless. Stay healthy and stay safe, everyone.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry about your loss, Shakira. Just heard about it coming on to watch. So sorry.
Thank you so much. And thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Love
you, Shakira. Thank you.
Guys.
You are life affirming.